Hello guys, this is a demonstration of the weak orders that I'm using right now with the profile of the LVOI that I'm using, just because I've been asked a couple of times when I was streaming what are the weak orders that I'm using and so on. So let us get it started. So this is the HUD, the main weak order that I use. This is mainly for most of the skills and talents that you're going to use for the weak orders, the spells that you need to keep track of. Like as an example, you have the Agony, the Unstable Corruption. If you have Siphon Life over here, you can see it. So let us start from the top tier of the talents. In here, there is nothing important to keep track of. Those are two passives and the hunt, which is a skill, so I don't keep track of it here in the HUD. Again, the same thing here in the second tier. You should actually have a weak aura for Empowered Life tab, but I don't have it right now since I rarely use it. Starting from this tab in here, you can see the weak auras. As you can see, this little part of the weak aura bundle that I've created is for the cooldowns for the Affliction Warlock. So as you can see here, when you use, because I have the Burning Rush, or because I have the Demonic Circle over here, you can see the icon that looks like this, because I didn't cast the Demonic Circle yet. But when I cast the Demonic Circle, you can see that the icon has been changed, and the icon will be glowing, like it will be bright if you are in range of the Demonic Circle. Once you are outside of the range, as you can see here, I'm getting out of the range of the Demonic Circle. Once you're out of the reach of the Demonic Circle, as you can see, it fades out, and when you go back in, it is glowing back again. Again, when you go out, it will fade. When you go in, it will glow back in. So what happens when you use your the demonic circle? You simply, when you use it, you see the counter here for 30 seconds, which is the cooldown of the skill. The same goes with the the undying resolve. When you click on the undying resolve and when you use it, you can see here this is the red or the green number is how many seconds left for the skills or with this specific skill. And when you are done with the pact, you can see this is the cooldown of the skill. This is the pet skill, which is called, I don't really know, the Shadow Lock. So you can, when you click the Shadow Lock here, you can see the cooldown, which is 23 seconds. And this lastly is the Burning Rush. So when you use Burning Rush, it will be green. When you unuse it or when you click it again, it will be red again. So it's a good thing to keep track of with your skills. Again, this will change based on the talents. So when you change the demonic circle to be something else, again you need to just click it. So when you have a different skill than the demonic circle, you can see here that the icon will jump. I need to be inside. So as you can see, when I go inside and I can change my talents in here, I change my skill to be Mortal Coil, and you can see Mortal Coil, sorry, so you can see the skill has changed. And when I use Mortal Coil, it will be on cooldown, and the same goes with Howl of Terror. So this icon is for those three skills over here in this row, and I will go back to the Demonic Circle. This row is for Phantom Singularity, War of Seeds, and Soul Harvest. Again, if you have the legendary, or we'll talk about this when we go to the Soul Harvest. Again, Phantom Singularity will be tracked in this area over here. So when you are using it, you can see it. Let's go back out. Just see how the Phantom Singularity will work. So when you put Phantom Singularity on the target, you can see here that the cooldown is being seen, and you can, because I have the LVI profile, I can see how many seconds left for the dot, so I don't need to have the dot over here. And if you have the Phantom Singularity not used, again, we are just waiting for the cooldown. But so since we are waiting for the cooldown of the Phantom Singularity, I'm going to go through the 75 tier. So if you have Burning Rush, you have seen how the Burning Rush would work. You have seen how this icon work, green and red and so on. Green when you are using it, red when you are not using it. If you are using a Demon Skin, again I need to go inside. So if you are using the Burning Rush, you have seen how this will work. If you have Demon Skin, again it will be a faded green, and it will just keep track, tell you, okay, you have Demon Skin on. If you have Dark Pact, again Dark Pact will be replacing both of those skills. So this is the place where you have this tier information here. Then going back to the Phantom Singularity, since it's off cooldown, when you change Maw of Souls instead of Phantom Singularity, I'm going to check the trait that we have here for our artifact weapon, which is the compounding horror. Again, it's I don't find it really important to check the compounding horror, but if you want to check it, you can see it here when you choose the Maw of Seeds. And lastly, when you choose Soul Harvest, this will be a new icon, a new entire icon. I put it over here because sometime, again, if you are playing Affliction Warlock and you want to do mythic progression and so on, it's very important for you to get the mythic chest. So if you are looking to get the mythic chest, the buff will always be there. And if you don't have the legendary chest again, if you don't have it, then you will see the cooldown of the skill here. When you click on the skill, you can see this is how many seconds is left for the skill to be done, and after this you are going to see the cooldown. So when this skill or this buff is done, you're going to see this turn into red, and this is the time that it will end. As you can see, Soul Harvest is slightly bigger than the other skills since it's more important than the other skills, and it's big. It has a huge impact over our DPS. So Soul Harvest has a display of its own, and again, since I'm not using this place in the HUD, it still shows the trait, the number of stacks. I don't remember that trait name, but this would show the trait number of stacks. Lastly, again, when Soul Harvest goes off cooldown again, I'm going to show you what will happen when you sow the seeds. Again, it will be the same HUD, but with no Soul Harvest. If you have the legendary weapon, Soul Harvest will still show, it will show you, but it will only show up, or the icon will show up only when you have the buff on it. Since there is no debuff, there is no cooldown for it, you are only getting it from the chest legendary, so you are only going to see the green number and the icon when you have the buff on it. And last tier that you have here in the HUD is the Siphon Life, the Death Embrace, and Soul Conduit. Again, if you're using Siphon Life, you are going to see Siphon Life replace Soul Conduit here, and if you have Death Embrace, again, it will be replacing the Siphon Life. And basically, that's it for my HUD and for my weak auras for the Affliction Warlock. Some other parts that you might be interested in, I have here on the other side, I have used the useful buffs like the flasks, the racials, and some an orc racial is very important for me, and of course the bloodlust, heroism, or whatever you're going to use. And in case you are on the ground and you are not mounted and you don't have a pet, this message will appear for you, missing your pet. So when you just click missing your pet here, you click your pet and start using it, this message will disappear. And again, this message will not disappear when you are mounted, so don't worry about this. If you are mounted, you will not have the message for your weak auras, but the second you get unmounted and you don't have the pet, message will appear. So basically that's it. One last thing to show you about the weak auras I'm using, and one last thing before we leave. I used the Soul Harvest by mistake. So anyways, let's show you one other thing, which is the DBM profile I'm using, since again some of the people were asking me if I'm doing something extra with it. Actually, I didn't do anything else. I'm using my normal bars over here, and whenever the skill goes, and it's like less than 10 seconds, which is the default behavior for the DBM itself, just goes into the middle, and it's in a very nice place according to my weak auras. And this is why I kept my cooldowns or my things to keep track of in the HUD beside my health and the enemy's health, and I put those in the middle of the screen, but on the side, right and left side, just to keep everything nice and neat and like easier to see when I'm rating, because there are a lot of things going on. And last thing about the profile, the LVI profile, the things I'm using, I'm not showing the damages I'm getting since I have the SCADA over here, so I don't need to see the numbers I'm doing or outputting during the fight. It's not important for me to see it. And basically that's it. This is all about the profile and the LVI profile I'm using and the weak auras. If you want to get the weak auras, if you have any questions about the profile, you can always find this on the YouTube channel I have, and I will leave the description down below. Or if you need the weak auras only, you can just download it from Wago.io, and I also leave the description down below. I will leave the link in the description down below. Thank you so much for listening.